Thank you for tuning in to the Big 12 season preview. My name is Don King. I'll be your host, and this is my co-host, Shane Falco. And we're going to go through all the rankings of the Big 12 teams and some player positions and best offenses and best defenses. So go ahead and tune in. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Don. I'm going to go ahead and break down the Falco Illustrated Big 12 rankings, starting off with Empire. A lot of people think that they are playing below where they should be. They've picked up a lot of players from an A-League team, Fusion, and picked up one of the top receivers in the league, in Josh. Next, I'm going to go with Force. Got them at number 2, currently one of the top defenses in the entire league, and the additions of some Hokie players should make them even more athletic and very dangerous. Very organized team looking to make more noise. Third, I'm going to go with the surprise team of Body Count. They had a rough season in the SEC last season, and last time they were in the Big 12, they were the champs. Also, I believe Dwayne's going to have a chip on his shoulder after the egg the Steelers laid in the Super Bowl, so he should be out for vengeance. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Scrappers. They were down this past season, looking to rebuild, but they're a very experienced squad, and they've been around for a while, so there's a chance they can come back and rebound. Number 5, I'm going to go with the Franchise. Very tough defensive team. Can they score enough points to win in the Big 12? That'll be the question to be answered, but we know defensively they will stay in games. My wild card team is going to be next, the Zebras. I think their gimmick offenses and their schemes will help keep them in games against teams unsuspecting. Surprisingly, we have no idea who they're really going to have, so they really could be up and down. They could be 0-10 this season, or they could be a surprise team in the playoffs. Next, I'm going to go with the Mad Dogs. They got a very good receiver-running back combination on offense and have played together for a while, so there's a lot of chemistry there. The matter is of a new quarterback, so as fast as he can adjust to the Big 12 will be the key to their success. Last, I'm going to go with Wasted Talent. There's a lot of new pickups in there. Very, 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 very effeminate center, and his buddy on the offensive line. So Stone will have a new squad there with a team that's been down this past season. How they rebound to this new season with the chemistry and the new players will be all that matters to their success.
Once again, we're going to have to go ahead and disagree, Falco. Top 2 teams, I mean, no change there. It's going to be the Force and Empire. I think both teams definitely have the talent to play in the SEC. I think that's probably where they should have been. I'm going to go with the Force on top, though. I just think defense wins championships like TMT, and they're going to have more than enough defense inside that conference. Empire, like you said, they picked up quite a lot of talent from Fusion, 2/3 of the best O-line in the league, arguably the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, they're going to be really tough to stop. Quarterback play is probably going to be the question mark there. I mean, they're going to be up and down all season. The third team, I'm going to go with Franchise. I think that they probably have the best D-line in the entire league, top to bottom, and they're really 4 deep at that position as well. I'm going to go with Body Count as my 4th team. I think that they're a wily veteran team. I just think that their season, last season in the SEC, is probably going to hurt their chemistry a little bit. You never know who they're going to have either. Scrappers, they've been kind of down and out inside the gridiron. They've got some veteran players on their team, but I'm not really sure if they have the athleticism to match up to some of the other teams at the top. Mad Dogs, they have one of the best receivers in the conference, and one of the best receivers I think in the entire league, as well as a very good running back in Nick, but I just don't see them getting him the ball enough for him to make as many plays as he possibly could. Their defense is always their wild card. One game it shows up to play, and the next game it really doesn't. My 7th team, I'm going to go with Wasted Talent. I think that Stone's going to put up enough points in certain games to win games. Defensively, I think that's where they struggle. Sometimes they give up 12 points, in other games they give up 20-something points. And then their O-line, I think at center, they're bringing in a new guy. He's kind of training there, and I just think it's going to be a weak link. I think there's going to be a lot of middle pressure, and Stone's not going to get off the deep ball as much as possible. And then my 8th team, I'm going to go with the Zebras. I think that they have a really good spread team and a lot of veterans from the higher leagues, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to match up to some of those teams that play consistently every season with the chemistry that's going on there in the conference. So, moving on to the best offense in the conference, Falco, what do you have?
Well, Don, offensively, I think any team that features Josh, especially in the Big 12, going against some corners that are probably not going to be used to that kind of talent, is definitely going to be an offense that can be tough. If they're protection for the quarterback and their quarterback play is consistent, they're definitely going to be a top offense. The Zebras are definitely going to be an exciting offense, a gimmicky offense. The question will be, can they put up the kind of points they want to put up against the upper level defense? There's some very tough defenses in this conference, as we all know. Mad Dogs, of course, have great offensive chemistry. They've got some good weapons. The question is, the new quarterback breaking in again, how fast he adjusts to the Big 12 will be the big key there to how they succeed.
Yeah, true. I can agree with most of that. I'm going to go with Empire, of course, the best offense in the conference. I mean, any team that has Josh against, those Big 12 corners, he's going to put up some points this season. I mean, he might actually put up more points himself than some of the teams, at the bottom of the conference, I think. I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you with the Mad Dogs. I think between Sean and Nick, they're going to break in that QB real nicely. I think the question mark for that offense is going to be who's on the O-line and how they play. Because Big 12 is definitely a difference in play, and then, have these guys actually been in the league? We don't know that yet. And then my third team for offense, I'm going to go with wasted talent. I think that Stone, I mean, he's a gambler, so he's going to throw the ball deep, and whatever happens, happens, and I think they're going to get more points than most other teams, just whether or not his defense can hold up. Best defense in the conference, I'm going to have to go ahead and go with the Force. I think that overall team defense, adding their players with the Hokies players, it's just it's a lot of ingredients that's going to make for a successful team. The second best defense, I'm going to go with the franchise. Like I said, it's going to be the best defensive line in the entire league, and they're 4 deep. And then I'm going to go with Empire. I think, adding Empire's D-line with a couple of Fusion's corners is going to be a very tough team to pass or run on, and they're going to create a lot of pressure with Keyshawn off the D-line. So moving forward to the next part of the show, go ahead, Falco.
Well, first of all, I have to say, as far as regards to Stone, I mean, he's definitely a gambler, and he's always excited to put up points. I think any guy that supports the Raiders has to be kind of a gambler. Defensively, I have no arguments there. I mean, the Force is obviously one of the top defenses. They were one of the top defenses the last time they played. Bringing in new athletic talent only makes them better. The franchise, of course, will be good. The best defensive line in the entire league, I'm not going to go out that far. They're definitely going to be very good for their conference, but I'm not going to put them up against somebody like a TMT or a DX or even a Sick with it, defensive line-wise. Empire should have a very good defense. I mean, you're going to have Josh out there, I'm sure. You're going to have O out there on his island, and they should be a very suffocating defense as well. Other than that, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps up the Big 12. Thank you for tuning in to the Big 12 preview, and we look to see you out there.